Sports on Tap Detroit, brought to you by the Realtors of the Joe Wright Group, Jason Stiltner of Flagstar Bank, Time Out with Steven Scott, presented by Baldman Entertainment.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
We are tonight's entertainment.
We're here to fuck shit up.
Sports the way it should be. Nothing sugar-coated, we loaded with all the information you wanted. From legends to prospects, nothing's off limits. Chris and Joe be taking on all topics with no stopping. They keep it rolling and going and ball hopping at a rate that's hard stopping. With news that's jaw dropping, they're getting it in. Sports Center competition, man, they in it to win. This ain't a fluke, from Carolina to Duke, from MSU to Michigan. You'll know if you listening, if you ain't, you missing it. All the excitement, they shock like a thundercloud and live with lightning. Get it together, you know ain't nobody better. Bring heat than cold weather. You better put on a sweater, you better just let it go and all come and attack. Sit back, relax, let's tell them it's on tap.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Welcome to Sports on Tap. I am Chris Scott alongside Joe Waddell. We are minus Frank Chigata again. He is still under the weather, unfortunately. Frankie, get better soon. We're rooting for you. Miss you around the table, buddy.
Feel better, bud. Get back when you can, but get back soon because we kind of miss you, man.
Yeah, man.
We miss you, buddy.
That's right. We do. Absolutely. Make the show more fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Especially on Tuesdays after the Lions lose again in SOL fashion. Seriously.
I'm convinced you're not feeling well today because of that. If they would have won, I'm convinced you would be feeling better today.
It's hard to disagree with that. It really is.
I'm kidding, Frank, but still.
Before we hop into the debacle in Minnesota, let's just jump around the rest of the NFL this past week, because this, in my opinion, was a horrendous week of football. It was. That Sunday night game is up there in the top 5 of worst games I've ever seen in my life. I know you didn't even watch it because you were just defeated from your fantasy issues you've been having.
I was defeated from football in general the first few weeks, man. I told you before when we were sitting outside before the show.
Yeah.
I feel like I almost like as a joke, kind of, Frank calls me the NFL savant, right? With fantasy, with football, with NFL.
And
I feel
and honestly,
like
it's hard it's hard to disagree with that, because you know more about NFL football than pretty much anybody I know.
Well, and
at least you used to.
Okay, I appreciate that. I was gonna say maybe I used to. I'm starting to question it at this point, 3 weeks into this season,
right?
Because it's been rough.
Yeah,
the first 3 weeks have been rough. I mean, for me personally, and actually, I listen to XM Fantasy Radio.
Yeah,
I listen to NFL Radio. The only thing that makes me feel better is a lot of the quote-unquote experts in fantasy and in NFL are kind of in the same boat as me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm definitely questioning whether I'm fit to give advice on any of these things anymore. And the only thing that makes me feel better is a lot of the quote-unquote experts are in the same scenario.
I'm with you. It's even on our Sunday show, I feel like a lot of the stuff that we that we say, especially for game, not the fantasy advice, but
right.
Just the actual game advice for betting.
Yeah.
That's why we say take it with a grain of salt, man. Like, don't bet what you don't have.
Yeah.
Take it with a grain of salt. Obviously, you're going to do what you're going to do, but especially you've seen these first 3 weeks how games have gone, how the weeks have gone, and just craziness, like upsets galore. And especially this week. You look at that Tampa Bay Green Bay game, and I thought it was going to be an absolute shootout, 14-12. Really?
Yep.
You look at the Denver San Francisco game, 11-10. It was a punt fest.
See, and I didn't watch that one, but that one, from what I hear, was a
brutal
game.
It was I turned it off in the third quarter because I'm like, I don't want to watch this anymore. This is a terrible football game.
From the time I left work on Sunday at about 5:30.
Yeah.
I didn't watch any more football until last night, and I didn't watch much of last night's game either. I had it on.
Yeah.
But I was watching the new Game of Thrones from Sunday night.
Got it.
So
at least last night's game was like a semblance of a decent game. Like, it wasn't horrendous. It wasn't the great. The only thing I'll say about last night's game, the Cowboys-Giants game, once again, NFL officiating, awful. It was awful officiating in that game.
That bad.
There was at least 2 or 3 just blatantly missed calls. There was a pass interference that was egregious. The guy literally like tackled him.
Yeah.
And nothing.
Wow.
And I was like, come on, man. You can't miss that.
Well, to me, so far this season, the worst call was the Travis Kelce 2-point conversion, where he was clearly not.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
He never had control of the football.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah.
And then even when you could, even at the point in time where you could think maybe they considered it having control of football, his knee was down and the ball was like a half a yard away from the goal line. But yet for somehow, some way they called that a 2-point conversion. I'm like, that is the epitome of a bad NFL call. Like that, I watched that one. I'm like, that's the worst. That's one of the worst calls I've ever seen.
That was plastered all over the Twitter.com.
It was so fucking bad.
It was just like stopped and like circled like discounted.
Yeah.
Discounted.
Yeah.
Like how?
How?
Okay. Like okay. Especially when you have replay.
That's what I'm talking about. Like even on replay, you're watching it, and for somehow the refs called it good. Even watching the replay, I'm like, how?
I don't know.
Do your eyes work the same as mine? I'm curious. I'm just curious if eyes in everybody work the same way.
Well, you go from disastrous officiating, and then you go to what we thought was going to be the best division in football in the AFC West, kind of turning out to be, right now, at this point in time, arguably the worst division in football in the AFC West.
A clusterfuck?
Wow. You get,
Well, the Raiders lost to the Titans,
yes.
who, by all accounts, by all three of us that sit in this room most days, are not a good football team.
Nope. They are not.
And we all thought Oakland was going to be a surprise. Or Oakland. The Raiders. Sorry, my bad. The Raiders, Las Vegas, was going to be a surprise team this year. They were going to be good. They got Devontae Adams. That defense was coming back. Devontae Adams is a great weapon for Carr. They don't look good.
They don't look good. And like you just said, I'm very surprised about that. Granted, they haven't got like blown out in any game because they've only lost like the 3 games by less than a combined 10 points.
Well, they lost to the Titans by 2.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, it's not like they're a terrible football team, but those are games. Some of these games you got to win, man. Like that game against Arizona, you got to win that game.
You got to find a way to win that game.
You have to win that game.
Well, listen, they were up by it was one. That was one of 4 games that day.
Yeah.
That teams had no business losing, and one of the other ones was my Browns.
Oh yeah. Because you had the Dolphins coming back to beat the Ravens that week, and then like you said, the Browns, Jets, and the Cardinals, Raiders.
Cardinals, Raiders, and there was another one. I forgot which one it was. There was 4 games that week.
I don't remember.
Let me see if I can find it here.
So
Go ahead.
you got the Raiders who are 0-3. You got the Chargers who get dump trucked by the Jaguars on Sunday, and like we said on Sunday, or actually no, we said it on Tuesday. Like who we thought it was going to be like the breakout player. For this season, and I believe both of us said Trevor Lawrence because now he actually has, and I know how much you hate Doug Peterson, and that's all well and good, but the guy does have some knowledge of what the hell he's doing. Unlike the previous regime and Uncle Herb, who had clearly no idea what he was doing and treated people like absolute dog shit. So once you actually have a system in place and a guy who knows what he's doing, look what Trevor Lawrence can do. Wow, he can actually play quarterback. Amazing how that works.
6 touchdowns,
Yeah.
one interception. He's got a passer rating of like 101, something like that. So, yeah, I mean, look what happens when you have a coach that, again, okay, so this is one thing I did have right. Before the season started, I said Peterson will do wonders with Trevor Lawrence's career at this point because everyone chalked it up to, I don't know if Trevor Lawrence could be the guy, right? Even after week 1, Frank, who's a huge Jacksonville fan, wasn't sold on it. But Peterson, by all accounts, as I said, I don't like him as a head coach.
I know.
But coaching on offense, an offensive coordinator, somebody who can take a mobile quarterback, a quarterback like Trevor Lawrence. He did it with Carson Wentz. He did it with Nick Foles. He can get the most out of him.
So
and
far
look
he
what's
has.
happening.
Yeah, so far he has. Again, it's amazing when you actually coach players instead of belittle them or treat them like less than human.
Yep.
It's amazing how that works.
So his looking at Trevor Lawrence, 2021, he was 3-14. He only had 12 passing touchdowns with 17 interceptions. He had a quarterback rating of 71.9, and his completion percentage was 59.6. Through 3 games, he's a 2-1 record, 6 touchdowns, 1 interception, a 103.1 passer rating, and his completion percentage is up 10%.
Weird.
69%. So
And that's the thing. We all bashed on the Christian Kirk signing because we thought he signed for way too much money. But that guy's been he's been really good down there. He's earning his money. He's earning that contract.
He is earning his money. It's paying off.
That dude is absolutely earning that contract. So, hey, props to him, man. But it's when you get some weapons, all right, now we can actually do some things. And he's starting to show that he's the quarterback, that they drafted at that position at number 1.
Yep.
So, but this is more about the Chargers and how they just got dump trucked. And I mean, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to say, oh, yeah, the Chargers suck, because your quarterback has broken ribs, dude.
Yeah.
He should have been.
And he didn't look good. He shouldn't have played.
He shouldn't even been playing. And so I think that was a huge factor in that game. But other than that, they just didn't look very good. Like Jacksonville just came in there and punched him in the mouth, and that was it.
Justin Herbert doesn't play defense. And that defense didn't play either.
No, they didn't. And then you move on from the Chargers, and then you go to the Broncos. I'm sorry, man. Russ is washed. That dude's done. In my opinion, I think he's washed.
See, and I don't think that's the case. I think it goes back to one you and I have talked about it. The lack of preseason.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And he wasn't there for a lot of preseason either. So I
think that's an NFL thing.
It's an NFL thing, but also part on him because he wasn't there for a lot of preseason. Sure. And then also, I think Nathaniel Hackett is one of the worst coaches in the NFL.
That's your new Adam Gase, right?
It is. He's my new that guy's fucking awful. He's horrible. What you cannot tell me through 3 games that he's had one semblance of good coaching in any one of those 3 games.
No. I agree with you.
It's fucking brutal. You have a team. You have Javonte Williams, Melvin Gordon, Russ Wilson, Cortland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, and your offense looks as putrid as it does right now.
It looks really bad. It looks like it's in slow motion.
It's awful.
Yeah, it does. I agree with you. And then you get the Chiefs, who are obviously the class of that division, and they go to Indianapolis and lose
to a team that we said was probably the worst team in the league so far.
Yeah,
and they've looked like it the first 2 weeks.
They have,
and then somehow they beat the Chiefs.
And they got shut out the week before,
by Jacksonville.
But we just praised Jacksonville. But we
did,
okay. So you got that division that's looking like absolute garbage.
And then the Bills lost to the Dolphins.
I think we started on that.
Who had a butt punt.
They had a butt punt, and not only did the Dolphins have a butt punt, they got dominated every which way, numbers-wise, yardage-wise, everything, all that. Everything that's significant besides the scoreboard.
The score.
And we were talking about this outside before the show.
Yep.
And I said, this is what's keeping the Bills from being an elite team is lack of execution. It's simple as that. Lack of execution. This team I've seen for the past 2 seasons and then through 3 games this year, as soon as they get in their red zone, man, something just changes. I don't know what happens, but as soon as they get in the red zone, it's like they just completely change their offensive philosophy. And they settle for field goals, or they go for it and don't get it, or short yardage situations, they don't get it. I don't understand. Just keep doing what you're doing to matriculate the ball down the field.
Matriculate.
That's right. Hank Stram. Good job, buddy.
Matriculate.
Matriculate the ball down the field. And it's so frustrating. And that's why you lost that game to Miami. You by all means you should have won that game 100%. And you didn't because lack of execution.
And you didn't matriculate.
There was one, literally, Josh Allen, you had a guy wide open in the end zone, and you underthrew him by 2 yards. Come on, man, you got to make that. If you want to be considered an elite quarterback, you got to make that throw.
Well, not like Josh Allen hasn't looked good this season. He's looked good.
He has. I'm not saying he hasn't looked good.
If you were to say right now who's the MVP,
Jalen Hurts.
100%. Absolutely.
Jalen Hurts.
Absolutely.
And honestly, if you want to even go that route, I think you could maybe throw Tua in that fucking
you possibly could
in that discussion.
2 quarterbacks who I tried to tell everybody were way better than what they were trying to say they were, and nobody wanted to believe me on either one of them.
I mean, shit, at this point, put Cooper Rush in there too. Why not?
I never said a word about Cooper Rush. Never said a fucking word about Cooper Rush.
But yeah, so it's just stuff like that, and then obviously your Browns, they looked they did exactly what you said they were going to do. They ran the ball and ran the ball and ran the ball some more.
Let's make me feel better. I've actually been right on some things.
Yeah.
I feel like my I've been right on more than I actually thought I
Right.
was, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did.
And that's what they're going to continue to do
Right.
until they get Deshaun back.
Exactly. And like I said, though, I'm curious to see how that plays out once Deshaun comes back. I'm very curious to see how that plays out. I'm very, very interested in that. And then you go down to the Buccaneers Packers game, which we kind of thought was going to be maybe the marquee game of the week because it's Rodgers Brady. That game turned out to be an absolute dumpster fire. It was a terrible football game.
Yep.
But we talked about this before the show. When you look at Brady just looks disinterested. Besides when he's throwing tablets, and destroying tablets. But
He throws the tablets better than he does the football anymore.
at this point, yeah, because you can see like anytime he gets sacked, you just see this look on his face. He's like, "Why the fuck am I still doing this?"
Right.
Like really, that's what this.
I came back for this.
He's like, I had Giselle at home, man. What the hell am I doing here, man?
Well, and coming back, he might not have
he
Giselle
might
at home
not
anymore.
have Giselle at all, So those are some of the games that from this past week that we kind of wanted to touch on that were kind of out there a little bit, I guess. And then Cincinnati gets back on track. I mean, all it takes is playing the Jets. Sorry, I mean your Browns couldn't handle the Jets, but
Well, that's 2 years out of the last 3 the Browns couldn't handle the Jets. So I don't know. Maybe the Jets are their kryptonite.
I guess it's something like that.
And you got the Panthers that beat up on the Saints. And the Panthers are not a good team.
No, they're not.
And yet the Saints found a way to make them look good.
I do think the worst team in the NFL is the Washington Redskins. I do. I think they're the worst team in the NFL. That team is bad.
Yeah,
That is a really bad football team.
Yeah, they're not good.
Like you see it, like they lost 24-8 to Philadelphia. They got 8 points at like the end of the game.
Yep.
That should have been a shutout. But
Well, yet somehow they've scored more points than 2 other teams in their division.
yeah,
And I don't know. I mean, they're not a good team. I can't argue that they're not the worst team. And yeah, I don't know. This is such a weird year of football. I mean, the 49ers, I've only scored 47 points so far. Their offenses look putrid.
well, speaking of the 49ers,
But I mean, they did play in 2 bad weather games. They had their
did.
quarterback get injured. I get it.
you had a quarterback tell his head coach that his play calling sucks. That his
Yeah,
plays suck.
Your plays suck. Literally, it was mouthed. You could read his lips. Jimmy Garoppolo says to Shanahan, "Your plays suck."
Yeah, and if I'm Jimmy G, we kind of talked about this before the show as well. If I'm Jimmy G, I give that dude hell.
Oh
I
yeah,
was like, what the hell is he gonna do? Bench you? Mm-hmm. Like you don't have anybody better behind me. Like Trey Lance ain't walking through that door, dude. So I'd give him hell the entire season.
and we're looking at the Lions, right? As much as we want to say that was SOL, and I love saying that. I love dogging the Lions, but look at them. They've scored more points than every other team in their division.
They have.
And yet,
Their offense is actually
but the problem is they've also given up more points than every other team in their division.
Oh, and to make matters worse, your head coach makes absolute dumb decisions at very crucial parts of the game.
Oh, do you mean bad coaching can ruin a team?
Weird, right?
That is strange.
Weird how that works.
I feel like we say that a lot.
I feel like we need to come up with a bingo card for just bad decisions Dan Campbell makes.
We'd have bingo every week.
I think we would, or something like that. Like, yeah, just odds on what's he gonna do this week that's totally gonna fuck his team over, And he proved he did it once again. And this is where it gets to the point. Like, if you're a Lions fan, you have to be tired of hearing the same old shit after every game when he makes a dumb coaching decision. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't believe I made that. I shouldn't have done that. I should have done this. It's like, then don't fucking do it.
Well, the thing that gets me is everyone praises his ability or the way he is. He's brave, right? He goes for it,
yeah.
Wait, what's the word I'm looking for? But he's
bravado.
ballsy.
Yeah, he's bravado.
He's ballsy, right?
He's ballsy.
He'll go.
He's
for
aggressive.
It. He's aggressive. Yeah. But yet, for somebody, if you're going to be aggressive, be aggressive.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to be aggressive, don't be aggressive. But don't be in between.
You went for it basically on every fourth down you had in that game.
Other than
The most important one.
most important one.
Yeah. Like, okay. Like, what does that say to your offense?
So either do it
Or
don't do it,
Right.
but don't do it half-assed. Like, don't be kind of aggressive.
Right.
If you're going to be aggressive, coach,
Be aggressive.
be aggressive.
aggressive.
Be aggressive.
That's right. But that's it though. Like, what does that say to your offense though? Like, you've gone the entire game on fourth down, and you've gone for it pretty much every time.
Yep.
And then the biggest fourth down of the game, you say, nah, I think we're going to kick the field goal here. Why? And that's another game. There was like 3 or 4 missed field goals in that game. Fucking kickers, man.
Fucking kickers.
Fucking kickers, man.
I got to get a drop for fucking kickers.
Seriously. I hate kickers so much.
Yeah, I fucking hate kickers.
Oh, my God. But, and then,
This year, my hatred for kickers is way worse than it used to be, and I've hated kickers for a while. But when I lost the first week in one of my fantasy leagues because the kicker missed a 60-some yarder, and the fact that Nathaniel Hackett was the guy that put him out there to try and kick it, my hatred for kickers and for Nathaniel Hackett has just launched from that point on.
oh, I mean, you know my hatred for kickers has been long standing, but I think it's this might be the worst year I've seen it so far.
It's pretty bad through 3 weeks.
It's pretty bad. But back to the Lions. And I'm sorry, to me it is SOL. It really is. You pretty much dominated that game. You dominated like 3/4 of that game.
Yeah,
Maybe even a little bit more than that.
and yet you still found a way to lose.
And you still found a way to lose.
I'm telling you, I was sitting there. I was at work. I was doing things, but I still had the red zone on. And I watching the red zone. I kept looking at the score, thinking, Lions gonna win this game.
I thought that as well. I had it on along with the red zone.
Yeah, like through 3 weeks, they're gonna have a winning record. And of course, Lions fans are gonna be unbearable.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Just fucking unbearable. And then all of a sudden, they lost it. And I went, why was I even worried? Why was I thinking they were actually going to have a winning record? Like, what? I don't know why I don't realize it's always SOL.
I've seen this movie before.
Right.
Like I'm watching it and I'm going, no, they're not going to win this game. no, they're not going to win this game. Something stupid is going to happen.
And yet somehow I kept thinking, wow, they're going to win this game. I did not expect them to win. They're going to win this game. And then all of a sudden it happened. I went,
there it is.
You're an idiot. Why did you think they were going to win this game?
And there it is.
Yep.
So, it's – and I know Lions fan wants to expect more out of this team. And frankly,
You
should. You should. This team is better. This team is better than a 1-2 record. They are.
It's going to come down to, again, and most Lions fans at this point don't want to believe me, don't want to believe you. It's going to come down to the fact that this team is better than it was. This team this team should possibly win more games than they will. Your coach is what's going to ruin it for you because he's a clown. I've said it from day one. I will keep saying it. The coaching staff that they've put there, I like.
I do as well.
The players play hard. It's a better team than it was before. I don't.
Hell, even Jeff Okudah looks like he knows what he's doing.
He really does, actually. I was just surprised.
He locked up your boy this week.
Yeah, that's 2 weeks now. He's locked him up. But other than that, like you look at those things, and the coach will be the downfall. I've said it from day one, and unfortunately for Lions fans, it's kind of playing out that way.
Yeah. Like until you guys choose to see this, because I think you got to the point you don't want to see it, and that's on you. That's fine.
Yeah. Well, Frank actually chimed in. Hey, buddy. He said MCDC has got to stop being the problem. Plain and simple. Joe is right on this. Oh shit, Frank. Those are words I didn't think I'd ever see you type out.
Save it. Archive that bit. Archive that shit.
I'm not, halfway through reading it, I almost stumbled over the words.
Definitely got to archive that.
Well, Frank, that's like one of like 10% of things I've been right on this year out of 100%. So I'm not right on a lot this year. Let's put it that way. I don't know if you were listening, but I'm questioning my football knowledge through the first 3 weeks this season.
It's just.
Frank goes, I don't like it either. I know you don't, buddy. It probably hurt you to type that out, honestly.
I mean, I feel like after every one of these losses, like you can just put a tape recorder at the microphones because it's the same. It's the same story after every one. You know, he just says the same shit. I'm sorry, but enough.
And again, it's listen. If you're gonna be an aggressive coach, be aggressive.
Yeah.
Be aggressive.
Absolutely.
And if you're gonna be, Frank says I had the COVID. That's my defense. Yeah, you're not thinking clearly. I know. I can see that. But if you're gonna be aggressive, be aggressive. If you're not gonna be aggressive, don't be. But it's when you can't figure out which one you want to be that you end up making piss poor mistakes. And listen, if you're gonna be an aggressive coach, you're still gonna make mistakes. Being aggressive will turn into some mistakes every once in a while. But own it.
Yeah.
Be that if that's what you want to be. But if you don't want to be that, then go the opposite direction. You can't be half in on being aggressive.
Right.
You can't.
And the majority of the plays that they ran on fourth down were actually good plays. It seemed like those crossing routes were working all day. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why you just at that moment in time said, nah.
And here's another thing that I'm going to tell you I was wrong on. I'm going to tell you right now, Amon-Ra St. Brown
Dude's good.
is a damn good receiver.
I agree with you.
His draft capital that they took him at in the third round, he is well outplaying that.
Oh, 100%. I agree with you. And speaking of a guy that is not playing very well at draft capital, Kenny Golladay. Holy shit. That's when the Lions got right. Said, bye. You want to go? Bye.
But do you remember back when they were talking about not signing him?
Oh, yeah.
And Lions fans lost their ever-loving minds?
They were losing their shit over this guy.
So what was my argument, Chris? My argument was he gets no separation. You can't keep winning jump balls. You can't keep winning catches when you get no separation. And what has his downfall been in New York?
He can't get separation.
He gets no separation.
And even when he does, you can't hang on to the fucking ball.
You can't keep making contested catches. He had one good year here because he was able to get those jump balls, and it just kind of played out for him.
Yeah.
But if you're a receiver who cannot get separation, you don't want that guy on your roster. And the Lions got that one right. But Lions fans, most of them were like, "Oh, I can't believe we didn't sign him. This sucks."
Yeah, Lions fan was pissed about that.
They were pissed as hell. That was one of those times where I went, "No, they were right on this one."
Yeah, they got that. They absolutely got that one right.
And leave it to the Giants to be the ones that got it wrong on the other side of that.
Right. Yeah, that's very true. You know who else gets it right?
You're gonna tell me.
I'm going to tell you. If you're a homeowner or looking to be a first-time home buyer, give Jason Stiltner, a senior loan officer at Flagstar Bank, a call today at 248-752-3631. Jason has great mortgage programs for first-time home buyers, including down payment assistance options and excellent interest rates. Again, give my guy Jason Stiltner from Flagstar Bank a call today at 248-752-3631 and get the excellent service you deserve. Flagstar Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 27546. There you go. Nice. I was waiting for that. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
So
Glad to get you. So Frank says Danny Dimes doesn't help either, which is also true.
yeah, that's yeah. I mean, it's hard. That's
It's
another
hard to argue with that.
That's
but
another guy that when they drafted him, I'm like, no, this ain't the guy, man. This ain't the guy. So transitioning away a little bit from the NFL, let's look at college really quick because again, not some huge stuff. Michigan, they struggled with Maryland, but I think Maryland is a better team than people give them credit for. Like Tua's brother is their quarterback, and he actually played really well. Mm-hmm. And honestly, I think if he was healthy that entire game, I'm not so sure Maryland doesn't win that game. Because I mean, don't get me wrong, Blake Corum he ran wild on that defense. Mm-hmm. So good for them. But J.J. McCarthy didn't look great. Did not look great. Defense didn't look great. So, and then now they got to go to Iowa this weekend, which is always a tough place to play. I don't care if it's at night or in the daytime. It's a tough place to play, period. So I think this is their first true test.
Well, and so, listen, so we always talk about, I'm going to talk about the fans here for a second. We always talk about fans, right? Mm-hmm. And you and I both don't like Michigan fans for the most part, though, like the mouthy, cocky Michigan fan.
The ignorant, arrogant motherfuckers.
Yeah, the same as we don't like the Michigan State fans that have turned into the same thing they hated and why they started rooting for Michigan State. Mm-hmm. But I did find it kind of funny. So I didn't watch any of the stuff on Saturday, right? I had a wedding to go to. I had just gotten back into town Friday night. Yep. I had too much running around to do. I didn't watch any college.
Right.
But I saw some stuff on Facebook here and there, and I saw a little bit of the group chats, group text with you guys, and Michigan was they had a hard time with Maryland.
They did. They absolutely did.
And I saw some stuff on the Book of Faces and out on social media from State fans. Oh, how's Maryland treating you? Or how's doing to Michigan fan? And then later on that night when I was at the wedding, I saw the score of the Michigan State game, and I went, well, if that isn't fucking karma hitting you right in the face, I don't know what is. I just, why? You could have just shut your mouth and let it go. Why did you have to come out and be the Michigan fan that you hate?
They just rode that boat right through you, baby.
That's right. That's the stuff that Michigan fans do that you hate.
Yep.
Don't be that guy. Don't do that, because literally later on in the night, karma smacked you right in the fucking mouth.
With 31-7? There you go.
I did find that kind of comical.
Now, honestly, I thought...
And Michigan is overrated at this point.
Oh, they are. Yes, absolutely.
At number 4, there's no fucking way they should be number 4.
No, I agree with you. And then with Michigan State, I actually thought they had a chance to win that game. I really did. At home, I'm sorry, I'm still not a PJ Fleck believer.
No, I'm not either. I was surprised at that.
I was shocked to see that they got blown out.
I was too.
And then you got Mel Tucker after the game. He kind of doing a Dan Campbell. He's questioning, himself as a head coach. It's
right.
well, dude,
you just got the bag.
You got the bag, dude.
You can't. 3 games into the next season or 4 games into the next season, you cannot be looking at it going, I don't know. I'm questioning myself here. No. Don't do that, bro. They just gave you the bag. You cannot be questioning yourself.
Like you set off this whole chain of these coaches getting, crazy 10-year contracts and shit like that.
Yep.
And you can't be doing that, man. You can't.
No, and I'm going to say to Michigan State fan who right now there's Michigan State fans that are calling for him to be let go.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
Be careful what you wish for.
They're saying he's overpaid, and listen, he
is overpaid.
He might be overpaid.
He absolutely is overpaid.
Most of the coaches in the league are overpaid.
I think every coach in sports is overpaid.
Right. But when it comes down to it, listen, he's 3 games into this contract that he signed. He's not going anywhere.
Nope.
You loved the contract when he signed it because you knew you were getting many years out of him.
I'm curious what his bio.
Don't question it now.
I gotta look at what his bio.
Don't question it now.
Frankie,
Stop.
Frankie, can you look up Mel Tucker's buyout?
He did say, "I would not be surprised if State lost to their own practice squad. They're awful." That's what Frank. That's what Frank said. Frank's opinion does not represent the opinion of the entire show. No, see, and I didn't think they were going to be that awful. That's why I'm saying that. I'm making a joke out of it, but I didn't think they were going to be that awful. And I like Mel Tucker.
Right. And that's the thing with the deal he signed. That's a fully guaranteed contract.
Oh, really?
It's a fully guaranteed contract.
I didn't realize that. Still, I do like Mel Tucker. I don't think this contract is going to be one that they're going to really regret. I think he will pay off for the. Listen, every contract for these coaches is overpaid. But
oh, hell yeah.
If you're going to relate it to other contracts, and you wanted to lock up your guy, I think he's going to pay off for you. I do like Mel Tucker. I think he's going to be a good coach for Michigan State for many years. Don't judge it after 3 games, the first season after he signed the contract.
Mm-hmm.
Don't. You were very happy when he beat Michigan 2 years in a row, right? Don't question it now. Let it play out.
I mean, the buyout's actually not terrible. It's $2.5 million before January 15th. It was of last year of this year.
Okay.
And then it goes down to $2 million in 23, 1.5 in 24, and $1 million in 24 and beyond. So it's not a horrible buyout. But if they fire him, without cause, they owe him all that money that's left on the rest of the deal.
Yeah.
Which is 9.5 annually. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, so
technically they can buy him out at any point in time. It only costs them a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, but they'd still have to pay the rest of his contract because it's fully guaranteed.
So what's the buyout then? Just to get him out the door?
Yeah, basically. But again, they'd still have to pay him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, good Good work. But you're 100% right. Like with this contract that he signed, yeah, Michigan State fans, you loved it. You loved it. And now all of a sudden you hate it because why? Because he lost
what is he lost 2 games this
Yeah.
year? He lost 2 games in the first year
Yeah.
after he signed the contract.
like
Listen, we all said they weren't going to be great this year. What delusion did you have in your head?
did you think they were like a natty contender or a Big Ten contender?
Right. So I'm going to tell you this flat out. I still think they have a shot at beating Michigan.
I do as well.
So if they beat Michigan,
keep 'em.
doesn't that make it okay? Right?
'em.
I mean,
Absolutely.
And I'm not being facetious here. I'm being honest. If he beats Michigan again, isn't the contract still worth it for this year? And then you're going to question it. He's here for about 10 years, guys. Right?
Until he decides to leave.
Until he decides to leave. So you were happy about it before. Don't question it now.
Right. Again,
It's just silly to me.
You weren't natty contenders. You weren't Big Ten contenders.
Nope.
Especially with like how Ohio State looks this year.
Basically, you're looking at trying to be the spoiler for somebody this year. And you can do that. You can be that guy.
Yes, you can. Which we will pick that game later when we do our picks. I forgot who they were playing this week. Maryland. That's at College Park. So we'll see.
All right.
But yeah. So that's kind of all the college I have. I'm not even going to get into Miami because it's just going to make me mad.
Okay. Well, I kind of like Mad Chris on the air, but whatever. You know, we'll gloss over that.
No, it's simple. Like I called Tyler Van Dyke a stud. Yeah.
You were wrong.
I definitely misspoke on that one. He got benched.
Yeah.
Got fucking benched. That entire team looked like they were just incredibly disinterested in that game. They had no effort. Terrible. It was a horrendous loss.
Terrible.
And frankly, one that should not be fucking tolerated.
That's terrible.
Simple as that. You got your ass whooped by a lesser team because you did not put in any fucking effort.
You got your ass handed
They did,
to you.
100%, and you deserve to get your ass handed to you in that game. That's all I got. That's all I got on that. So,
All right.
yeah. So, all right. What else do we got here? What do you got?
I mean, not much other than injuries in the NFL.
Yeah, injuries been big.
Right. So, I was looking at, maybe doing a little bit of segment here on fantasy football a little bit.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
Guys that you might want to pick up.
Do it up.
Guys that are out there on the waiver wire.
Absolutely.
So
'Cause I know I put in a waiver claim today.
Oh yeah, yeah. I still have to do my waiver claims tonight. I usually do those. Well, 2 of my leagues don't do them on Tuesday night. So, but for the other 4 I'm in, I do them after the show on Tuesday night.
Right.
But if you're looking at the waiver claims, right, your highest waiver claim this week obviously is going to be Khalil Herbert, right? For the most part, I don't necessarily agree with that, but you're looking at Khalil Herbert being the main guy because he went off when David Montgomery went down, right? But if you look at it, Montgomery's injury is like day to day. So it's not a high ankle sprain. It's nothing's going to keep him out for a long time. So you maybe kind of want to let people spend their money on Khalil Herbert. The guys that I would want to go after are, for instance, if Jamal Williams is out there, right? Because they're talking about shutting down Swift for a couple weeks until
Which
after.
I think is going to happen.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they're going to shut him down for at least 2.
So he's a guy that I would put above Khalil Herbert because Khalil Herbert is only really valuable if Montgomery's going to be down for a while, which by all accounts he's not going to be.
Right.
So if you're looking at running backs, Alexander Madison maybe, and even Dalvin Cook's injury, if he wears that shoulder brace again, he'll be all right. I mean, the last time he had the shoulder injury, he has shoulder problems for some reason.
He's got Bosworth shoulders.
But he went out with the shoulder with like the shoulder brace. The last time he played with the shoulder brace on, he rushed for like 200 yards and 2 touchdowns.
He does too.
So but if you're looking at running backs, Alexander Madison, even Samaje Perine is a guy with Mixon dealing with his I believe it's an ankle injury. But the main guy I would bid on, like if I was going to spend money on one, it would be Jamal Williams because he's going to be the main guy in that backfield on a team that scores points, on a team that has a good offensive line. That would be my main draw right there.
Right.
Is go after him if you're looking at running backs.
And then you look at like more on the injury front as well. Mac Jones, how long is that dude going to be out? That's a bad high ankle sprain, and those things last.
And he was screaming in pain. So, and how much do you value Brian Hoyer? So like Hoyer would be one of the least guys that I would go after in this scenario, right? If I'm looking at quarterbacks in a one quarterback league, if I'm looking at
It's not
quarterbacks,
about bringing Cam back.
listen, they might have to because their best guy after that is what Bailey Zappi or whatever his name is.
Who?
Exactly. So
Never heard of him.
if I'm looking at picking up a quarterback, if I lost Mac Jones, or if you're having problems with your number one that you drafted or whatever, Marcus Mariota is one that he'll get the job done for you. You know what I mean? He's got some rushing ability. He's been getting the job done. Jimmy Garoppolo is another one that you could put in there. Let's see. Marcus Mariota is only 22% owned in Yahoo, so you can go out there and get him. You've got Garoppolo's 36% owned in Yahoo. Then you've got a guy like Jared Goff. Listen,
He's going to put you up numbers.
he is putting up numbers, and listen, this, again, real football aside, Jared Goff is going to put up numbers in an offense. They have good weapons. Jameis Winston, he's been putting up numbers. Real football aside, he's been putting up numbers. So those are some of the guys, and then another one, listen, Zach Wilson's out there still.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco put up numbers in this offense 2 weeks out of 3, right?
Yes.
So Zach Wilson has more mobility. And at this point in his career, whatever you think about him, he has more talent than Joe Flacco. So if on that offense, with those weapons, Joe Flacco put up 2 really good games out of 3, 1 dud, go get Zach Wilson. He by all accounts, he's either coming back this week or next. So he could be a guy that you could carry for a week, put him in your starting lineup. Hopefully he puts up points. They're going to be playing from behind a lot. Garbage points count.
I've heard that.
So.
They do. Yeah, I tend to agree with that. You know, I'm not a big Zach Wilson guy, but
Right.
I mean, at this point, with how the NFL has played out this season so far, yeah, I feel like he can put up some points for you.
Yeah.
Even if it's garbage time points again, because they all count the same.
Right. And I will say this till the day I die. Real football doesn't. You don't talk real football when you're talking fantasy football.
No.
Real football doesn't count in this.
It doesn't matter what the score is, man.
It doesn't at
It
all.
really
It doesn't
doesn't.
matter when they score the points. If it's garbage time and they're losing by a ton, they're still putting up the points for you.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter.
Like you see these teams, and they get up by 2 scores, and they say, "All right, let's play prevent and win defense."
Yep.
So if you got a quarterback that you need points from, he's gonna march that ball down the field because they're gonna let him.
Yep.
He's gonna get chunk yards, 10 yards, 10 yards, 10 yards.
Because
8 yards.
because it's prevent and win defense,
Exactly.
and you're gonna get the yards. And half the time when teams come back, they score quite a few touchdowns towards the end there too, or at least 1 or 2.
They do.
So guess what? Who's throwing for those points? The quarterback playing in garbage time, guys. And so let's move over to the wide receiver front. We've gone over the running backs. We've gone over the quarterbacks. Wide receiver front. This is one where I haven't gotten a lot right this year on a lot of things, but I'm gonna pat myself on the back on this one. Romeo Doubs, folks.
That's who I put my waiver in.
Romeo Doubs.
Yep.
Like
I put it in this morning.
Since before the season started, halfway through training camp, I was telling everybody, Romeo Doubs. Stash him on your bench. He will eventually be the guy. He will be the one that stands out on this offense. And of course, I heard from a lot of people, and everyone was talking about, Aaron Rodgers doesn't trust rookies, and Aaron Rodgers.
If you catch the ball, he'll trust you.
Exactly. And what happened?
He caught the ball.
8 targets,
He caught him.
8 catches,
There you go.
touchdown, 70-some yards. Listen, he won over Aaron Rodgers. He won him over in camp. He won him over once he got the starting job because of injuries.
Yep.
He was the go-to guy. It wasn't Allen Lazard.
Nope.
It was him. So he'd be my main guy that I would try to pick up on waivers at a wide receiver position. Another guy that's probably out there in a lot of leagues is Treylon Burks. I do like him going forward. I think he's going to be utilized even more in that offense. Again, real football doesn't count, folks. Garbage time also counts in fantasy football. He's going to get the targets. He's going to get the yards. I like him in that offense.
I think if he's out there, which he is in our league, which I'm kind of surprised about, especially for this week, go after Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett's another one that listen, and in our league that we're talking about, it's a little bit of a more shallow league where there's better players out there than. Yeah. But yeah, if a guy like that's out there, you go get him. Another guy, like don't question the name or the fact that you look at him and go, I can't put a guy like that. There's no way he's going to continue this, right? Greg Dortch, Arizona.
Yeah,
he's starting in place of Rondell Moore.
Well, especially because AJ Green's probably not going to play this week. He looks like he has an injury, so that's right there.
But Greg Dortch has put up numbers in 3 straight games now. He's getting the targets. Stop questioning it because you either don't know the guy, you didn't know them before the season.
Never heard of him.
Doesn't fucking matter.
It doesn't.
3 weeks in, he's putting up numbers. He's getting targets. What do you want out of a receiver when you sign him, when you put him on your squad in fantasy? What do you want? You want targets. Targets turn into catches. Catches turn into points. Done. I want a guy who's getting targets.
Oh, absolutely.
Dortch is getting targets. And go out there and put a bid in on him.
And he's gonna get even more targets because, again, like I said, AJ Green's out. He's probably gonna be out. I don't know that for sure, but according to what I'm reading here, yeah, he's not great. So
no, we'll see another guy I like if he's a little more highly owned, but a guy like Michael Gallup, right? So Dak's gonna be back in a few weeks. Gallup is healthy. He's coming.
According to Jared Jones. Does it matter?
Cooper Rush is the quarterback. Okay.
I don't know, man.
But Michael Gallup is a guy that you could get in a lot of leagues right now still. And he just came back from injury. He will become a bigger part of that offense. I would absolutely be down to put him on my bench and hold him for a week or two and see how it works out and hope for the best with him. So another guy. You're going to look at it and you go, team he's on, his past. I don't want him, right? Zay Jones.
Yeah, that's another one. I actually heard that. I think it was yesterday I heard that.
Zay Jones is putting up numbers, guys.
Yeah, he is.
Like, don't question the name. Don't question his past.
Who cares?
Don't question the team he's on. Just look at him. He's putting up numbers. So go get him.
That's what it's about.
He's getting targets,
that's
right?
What it's
go
about.
get him.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I heard yesterday, and I thought about that for a second. I think somebody in our league has him already. I'm almost positive they do.
Yeah, and here's another little bit of advice. Just talking about fantasy football advice. Curtis Samuel. I think Frank got him and put a bid on our league here. I got him in a couple leagues, and I've played him, and that's the whole thing. Like I've seen people in other leagues not like get him and not play him. The guys had over 9 targets in every game. Plus. He's had 4 rushes in one game, 3 rushes in another, and 1 in another game. He had 11 targets in 2 of those 3 games. Fuck, dude, he's being used. Why are you not putting him in your lineup? He's getting opportunities. Fucking put him in your lineup, man.
It doesn't make much sense to me.
Yeah, he's a guy that I would want to put in my lineup. 11 targets, 9 targets, 11 targets, plus 4 rushes, 1 rush, and 3 rushes. Those are all opportunities for your guy to score points.
Yeah.
I want all the opportunities I can get for my guy. The more touches, the more targets. I'm putting him in the lineup. Throw him in there, guys.
You know who else you just put in your lineup?
The Joe Wright Group.
No.
No? Okay. No. Who?
At Your Service by Pat.
At Your Service by Pat. Yep, I knew it. That was the one I was going for.
Looking to brighten up your home or commercial building? Give At Your Service by Pat a call today at 248-794-0008 for your free estimate. At Your Service by Pat specializes in home and commercial building cleaning. Services include roof and house cleaning featuring soft wash, which is a longer-lasting alternative to pressure washing, window cleaning, concrete cleaning, deck and fence restoration, gutter services, and more. So once again, give At Your Service by Pat a call today for your free estimate at 248-794-0008. There you go.
I'm just going to do that every time now. Eric says he raised his hand and he said, that's why I picked him up in the work league. Yeah. And he should be in your lineup. Absolutely. I mean, that's a guy that at this point in the season, three weeks in, you can basically see that there's a pattern there. He's getting the targets. He's getting the opportunities. Play him.
I concur with this.
Yeah.
100%. All right, so do you want to do you want to drinks first or picks first?
Up to you. Don't really matter to me.
Let's do the picks because we got a lot of picks to get through.
All right, let's do the picks.
All right.
This segment is brought to you by the Joe Wright Group.
It's time!
So we obviously missed picks last week because we didn't have a show. And I'm kind of glad because I think our picks probably might have been not great.
So I could tell you what they were. Give me 1 second here. I'll pull them up.
For week 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we had, well, not for week 3,
Week
but
2.
So yeah, we have so our first week. We already went over those. I was 4-6. You were 5-5. Frank was 5-5, and Andrew was 4-6. So then the next week we had. I ended up at 6-7.
Okay.
And 6-7. You were 3-10.
Aish.
Frank was 4-9, and Andrew was 6-7.
Okay.
So yeah, not very good. And the overall ones, something's wrong with the overall ones. I didn't have the right things on there.
Okay.
So I got to add those up again. I don't know what happened there, but
Got it.
I was using an Excel format, and it was supposed to add them up, and I didn't double check them, and it didn't add them up right. So
Fair enough.
I'll have to change those.
All right, let's get back on track this week because
Yeah.
that's not good.
Hopefully.
3-10. Jesus Christ.
No, it's fucking awful.
First up, we got Kentucky traveling to Ole Miss to take on. Are they still the Rebels anymore? I don't. Who knows with PC culture and all that bullshit.
I
know if
don't
they're
know.
the Rebels anymore. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Mississippi's laying 6.5. Who you got?
Oh man. Give me Mississippi State at home.
No, it's just Ole Miss.
Oh, just Ole Miss. Oh,
Yeah.
wait. Where am I at here? Ole Miss. Ole Miss. Yeah. I'm sorry. Laying 6.5.
Yep.
Give me Ole Miss.
Yes, I will also take the Fighting Lane Kiffins laying 6.5 at home.
Okay.
And obviously we'll get Frank and
And
unless
well,
Frank.
we got Eric chiming in here. He says he's taking Kentucky.
Okay. All right. I dig it.
All right.
Nice.
Frank takes Ole Miss,
All right. Hold on.
and we'll get Andrews. Frank, you can get Andrews and give them to me later.
Yes. I should probably type these in while we were doing this.
Yeah, probably should do that.
Yeah.
I can't, unfortunately.
Frank's taking Old Mississippi?
Yeah, he took Ole
Okay.
Miss.
And we'll get Andrews later,
Yeah.
yes. Okay, we're good with that. Next up, we got Wake Forest traveling to Tallahassee to take on Florida State, with Florida State laying 7.
Sorry, I got distracted. What was that again?
Wake Forest is traveling to Tallahassee to take on Florida State, with Florida State laying 7.
Okay, I can't find this game. Oh, here we go. Yeah, give me Florida State at home.
Okay. I'm still not a believer in Florida State. Give me Wake Forest.
All right. Frank takes FSU.
Okay. And we'll get Andrews later.
We'll get Andrews later. And Eric takes Wake Forest.
Okay. Well, I gotta add Eric to this list apparently.
At least for this week, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Eric, you're gonna stick around for the rest of the picks, right? So we're gonna add you on here.
Who did he first take?
He took Kentucky in the first game.
Okay. And then he took FSU.
No, he took Wake Forest.
Got it. Okay. Cool. Next up, we have Oklahoma State traveling to Baylor with Baylor laying 2.5.
Okay.
Big 12 football, baby.
You know what? Man. Frank said put Eric in for Andrew this week. All right, well, we'll do that. I guess that tells me Frank isn't going to get Andrew's picks. So
Guess not.
We'll just put him in. All right, so we'll go with so Frank says Oklahoma State. I think I'm gonna roll with Baylor. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
roll with Baylor.
Rolling with Baylor. I hate Mike Gundy, so I'm also rolling with Baylor. And what does Eric got?
Eric, what do you got, bud? Baylor.
Baylor. Okay.
All right.
Next up, we have Alabama laying 17.5, taking on Arkansas.
All right, taking on Arkansas.
Yep, at Arkansas.
All right. Sorry, trying to find these games here. Why am I not seeing this fucking game?
I don't know.
Oh, here we are.
There you
Found
go.
it. 17.5, eh?
Yep.
Oh, man. Give me Arkansas.
Okay. Joe, I'm actually with you on this one. I have not been very impressed with Alabama this year. My luck, obviously, that'll change this week. They'll probably
Right.
house them by like 30, but
Same.
but whatever. I'm going with Arkansas.
Okay. Oh, Frank and Eric both take Arkansas.
Okay.
We're all on the Arkansas train.
Got it. Oop, not that. There we go. All right, next up we have NC State traveling to Clemson, with Clemson laying 6.5.
Okay. I gotta find this game here.
I probably should have given you like what game.
No,
we're
it's
picking.
just hard to find the games in the format I'm looking at here.
Right.
Clemson and who now?
NC State.
NC State. Found it. So Frank takes Clemson.
Okay.
Minus 6.5 for Clemson.
Yep.
You know what? I'm just not impressed with Clemson either. You know what? Give me North Carolina State.
All right. I am taking Clemson.
And Eric takes North Carolina State.
Okay. Got it. Next up, we have Michigan traveling to Iowa City to take on the Hawkeyes. Michigan is laying 11.
Yeah, they always have a tough time with Iowa.
They do.
I think I'm still going to take Michigan though, even though I think they're overrated. I'll take Michigan.
I am going to take Iowa in this one.
Probably smart. Eric takes Iowa as well.
Okay. Frankie, who do you got, buddy?
I think he's thinking.
I mean, don't. Never mind.
Iowa. Don't what?
I was like, don't waste that last brain cell you got, buddy.
Ouch. That was Chris. That wasn't me, Frank.
Just kidding with you, buddy. Love you. And the last college game we got on the slate here is Michigan State traveling to Maryland to take on the Fighting Terps. Maryland's laying 7.5.
Yeah, hold on. I got to pull up the big here. You know what? Give me Maryland. Michigan State got housed by Minnesota. Maryland gave Michigan a tough time. 7.5 is a lot, but they're at home. And Michigan State just does not look good. Give me Maryland.
I'm also taking Maryland. I was very impressed by what they did this last weekend against Michigan in the Big House. I think that's especially if
Shiano.
No, that's Rutgers.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Especially if Tua's brother is playing quarterback. I know he got a little dinged up against Michigan, but
Yeah.
I feel like if he starts and can play kind of the same way he played against Michigan, I think Maryland rolls.
Frank takes Maryland, and so does Eric.
Okay. Alrighty, so we got our college picks in, which is good.
The college picks.
College picks. All right, starting with the NFL slate, we have the undefeated Miami Dolphins taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Cincinnati is laying 4.
Give me Miami. I'm on the Tua train.
Okay.
I don't see, and I'll give a little insight on this one. I don't give too much insight on the college games because I don't watch enough of it.
Right.
But this one, Cincinnati won this last week, but that offensive line still doesn't look like it could protect a bag of groceries, let alone a quarterback who's running for his life back there. Miami has looked really good on both sides of the football, and even if this turns into a shootout, Miami's proven they can shoot out with you. So they did it with Baltimore. That's why I'm rolling with Miami in this one.
I'm going to go with the Bungles in this one. They're breaking out. It's Thursday night, which, that's always a tough game. And they're breaking out the all-whites, man.
Those uniforms are fucking badass.
I agree with you. Those things are sweet. Yeah,
So Eric and Frank both take Miami as well.
Okay. Miami and Okay. All right, what do we got next here? We have Buffalo laying 3.5, traveling to Baltimore.
All right. Buffalo, Baltimore.
Yep.
Buffalo's laying 3.5, traveling to Baltimore?
Yes.
Give me Baltimore.
Joe, I'm with you. I'm also taking Baltimore. Specifically why I said earlier in the show.
Yeah, I mean, until Buffalo proves they can finish every game the way they do some games,
Yep.
Baltimore at home Baltimore's a tough team to play at home.
They are. I agree.
And they're playing as well as any team
And
in the NFL right now.
Lamar's on a heater, man. Lamar is trying to get that bag, 100%.
So Frank says Baltimore. Buffalo's second Mary is dead.
What?
I don't know.
I don't know what that means. What?
And then Eric takes Baltimore.
Okay.
Secondary. Oh,
Oh yeah, their second. Yes, their secondary.
I was
is-
like second Mary. Who's second Mary?
Yes, their secondary is
Fucking autocorrect.
Yeah, right. Next up, we have Cleveland laying 1.5, traveling to Atlanta.
Give me Cleveland. Atlanta doesn't. I mean, I know it's in Atlanta, but Atlanta doesn't strike me as a very good team right now. They're just not doing things very well. And look, this could be the week that they actually get Kyle Pitts going. They kind of got him going this last week a little bit. They got him more targets. He led the team in targets.
It's like, wait, we actually told this guy?
Oh yeah.
Crazy.
Oh wow. But yeah, so I think Cleveland will again. They're going to do what I told you they're going to do, which they've done the first 3 weeks. They're going to run the football, control the clock. Listen. Cleveland's not a great team right now, but I think they're 1.5 points better than Atlanta, even in Atlanta.
Now, I thought about this game, and I thought from the jump I was going to take Cleveland, but then I thought, again, I don't know if Myles Garrett's going to play.
So, yeah, he was just in a car accident. By all accounts, he's fine. Some scratches and scrapes,
Right.
but by all accounts, he's fine. There's a chance he might not play. I think I'm going on the fact that even if he doesn't play, I still like the Browns.
All right.
But, yeah, there is that chance.
Give me the Browns.
Gotcha. And then both Eric and Frank take the Browns as well.
Okay. All right. Next up, we have Jacksonville traveling to Philadelphia. Philadelphia is laying 6.5.
Okay.
I think this is a game we see if Jacksonville's for real.
Yeah, this one's intriguing to me because Jacksonville's been a surprise so far, and I think you're right. I think we're going to be able to see in this game, is Jacksonville the real deal? Mm-hmm. Are they pretenders or contenders? Right. I'm gonna take Philly. To me, Philly's the best team in the league right now. They're at home. I think they're 7 points better than Jacksonville right now.
All right. I'm actually going to take Jacksonville in this one. I think Philly's going to win the game.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be by 6.5. I think it's going to be like something like 3 or 4, some weird fucking score like that.
Yeah.
So give me Jacksonville.
So Eric and Frank both agree with you. They're taking the Jags.
Okay. I mean, this will probably be wrong, but I'm not actually putting money on it, so I don't care.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Denver traveling to Las Vegas. The Raiders are laying 2.5.
Talk about a game I was thinking I was going to want to see,
Nope.
and now I want nothing
no
to do
interest
with.
in this fucking
I
game.
don't want to watch this game one bit.
Nope.
But with that said, what do you want to bet? This will be one of the most exciting games of the
Probably.
week because they've looked so putrid
Yep.
for the first 3 weeks, and we're saying that.
I can see that.
I just keep listen. At least one of these teams has to get it going finally, right?
I think so.
And this might be the week they both get it going, and it's a shootout, and
Yeah.
we could be fucking wrong. But give me the Broncos. I don't know why.
Let Russ cook, baby.
I don't know why, but I just see this being.
Let's ride.
Frank says no one wins. Listen, if these two teams play the way they played in the first few weeks, you're right. Nobody fucking wins.
Let's ride.
I see this as maybe the week that Russ finally turns it around. And let's face it. So the Raiders offense is not really the reason why they've been losing. It's kind of been the defense a little bit. And if the Denver Broncos can actually get it going, the Raiders can still have a good offense and still lose this game. So, give me the Broncos.
I am taking Las Vegas in this game. I think this is the week they find. Like we said earlier, they haven't looked horrible in these games that they've lost. They've, especially their offense, they've actually been able to put up some points.
Yep.
Denver, however, has looked atrocious in every game they played.
They looked off, which is why I'm confused. It's only 2.5 points.
It's a weird spread, but I'm going Vegas at home.
Right. Frank says Denver, Vegas is ass right now. At first he said tie.
But
I thought
Denver's ass
I was
too.
going to say Denver's been, but he's biased because
I get it.
he's a Raiders
picking
fan.
again, right?
But Eric says Raiders.
Okay.
Eric is with you with the Raiders.
Alrighty. That's a bold strategy, Eric, siding with me. But
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
see if it pays off.
See if it
for
pays
him.
off.
Next up, we got Kansas City laying 2, traveling to Tampa Bay. I don't even know if this game's going to be played because of the hurricane.
So it will be played. They're just determining where
Right.
it will be played. Yeah, it's kind of hard to pick this one based on it could be a neutral site, it could be anything else. But honestly, I don't understand how this is only the KC's only given up 2 points in this fucking game, right? Tampa Bay has looked like shit, and I know they're getting Mike Evans back from that suspension. But man, I don't think Mike Evans makes that big of a difference on this fucking offense. They look awful. Fucking awful. Tom Brady looks awful. Give me Kansas City to win this by more than 2.
I'm taking Tampa Bay. I think their defense has actually looked fairly decent. And you see once Patrick Mahomes goes up against a decent defense, he tends to do like stupid shit. And then he gets his like baby mama yelling at him. Did you see that meme, by the way?
No.
I'll show you that meme later. It's
No.
fucking
Yeah, I
great.
do want to see that. Frank and Eric both take KC with me.
Okay.
That's a bold strategy, guys.
No, that's a better strategy than siding with me, boys. Nicely done. Next up, we have the Los Angeles Rams traveling to San Francisco. San Francisco is laying 2.5.
Hey, lady.
What's up, G?
Hey, lady. That was her hand right there, guys. See her hand? Handing the cups over? Is it? Did you just flip off our listeners?
She did. Thanks.
How dare you flip off our listeners?
Not cool, man. Not cool.
Lady.
Oh, man.
Thank you.
So, yes, before the camera was flipped off, you know, the Los Angeles, the Rams are traveling to San Francisco. San Francisco is laying 2.5 in this game.
Yeah. Give me the Niners.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
I think that low spread is just tempting people to take the Rams. To me, it's one of those Vegas things where you look at this game just flat out. You look at this, right, and people are going to go Rams, right? Rams. They're the defending Super Bowl champions, Rams. And then you look at the spread, and you hit it on the head. It's another one of these where it's the same spread as the Denver Broncos going to Vegas, right? 2.5. But the Niners are not that good. Why are they only why are they giving up points in this game? And I think everyone's going to jump all over the Rams, and that's what Vegas wants you to do. Jump on the Rams. They're getting 2.5 points in a game I think they're going to fucking win anyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Rams.
Right.
To me, that reason alone, that's the only reason, I'm going to take the Niners. I'm going to take the Niners at home with that defense and a run game.
Joe, you've talked me into taking the 49ers. It's hard to after that debacle I watched on Sunday night.
I know. Which is why it's even odder.
Right. But yeah, I'll take the
They
Niners.
just lost to the Broncos 11-10. What? They're actually giving up 2.5 points to the Rams, the defending Super Bowl champions.
I don't get it, but it's a night game. It's going to be on a shitty field. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Eric and Frank both take the Rams.
Okay. Okie dokie. Let's see what else we got. Next up is this last game in the NFL slate. The Sea Chickens traveling to Detroit to take on the Leos. The Leos are laying 4.5.
Yeah. Listen, give me Seattle.
Okay.
I actually think the Lions will win this game.
I do too.
But listen, 4.5 points. I think this might be a close game. It might be a last-second field goal kind of game. I think the Lions will win, but I'll take the 4.5 points.
I hate betting on the Lions because whatever way I bet, it's always the
I agree.
opposite.
It's the same way.
100%. It's always the opposite.
Yep. Frank says forward down the field.
Fuck Frank.
He says Lions by 1 million again.
Lions by 1 million?
Didn't he say that last game?
He did. You know what? Simply
Forward down the field.
Stop it. You know what? I'm going to stick with it. I'm taking the Leos.
Eric says the Sea Chickens, by the way.
Got
You're
it.
taking the Leos.
I am taking the Leos.
I feel better about my Sea Chickens.
Okay.
Pick.
Who's Frank taking?
He's taking the Lions by 1 million.
Got it. And those are our picks. That's it.
Those are the picks.
Yes.
All right. Frank, awesome that you could join in from home.
Yeah, we enjoyed that.
And
Eric, thanks a lot, man. That was
Eric,
great.
thanks for joining in. Appreciate
That
it.
was
You're
great.
See, now you're gonna have to join on every Tuesday for the picks. You're going to be on every Tuesday and make the
that's
picks
right.
with us.
That's right.
That's the way it rolls. It happened with Andrew, and he got stuck. So Eric, now you're stuck.
100%.
And look at it this way: your name is going to be in infamy on the website, and your picks are going to be on there, and everyone's going to be able to judge you.
Yes.
So now it just won't be me judging you at work and as your friend. Now the whole world, or like the 10 people that visit our website, will be able to judge you as well.
That's right. When they're ordering the red hoodies.
Yeah.
Right.
When they're ordering the red hoodies that I'm wearing right now. Well, you're not gonna be able to order this one. Like I already have this one. Like I just want to let you guys know when you order red hoodies, it won't be this one. It'll be like this one. But you can't order the one I'm wearing.
Like I know like people are stupid, but I think they're smart enough to realize that.
You never know.
That's a good point.
Listen, this is, society is
Common
kind
sense.
of dumb.
Common sense left a long time ago. So I get it.
Frank says getting his now. Andrew's now.
Oh. Write it down. Send it to me.
And so, well, he texted me with it. That was the cha-ching you heard when.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I have him here. I'll give him to you before I leave.
Put him in.
He said Tucky, Baylor, Bama, North Carolina State, U of M, and Maryland. Those are
I got
Andrew's
him.
college
He
ones.
sent it to me too. I got it.
Oh, you got that? Oh, it's in the
Yeah.
group text.
Yeah.
Oh, well, fuck off then.
Thanks, man. That was
All right.
really fucking aggressive.
Yeah. Well, whatever, man. You're just trying to fucking help, but whatever. Apparently, I'm just a piece of shit.
You know who else tries to help?
The Joe Wright group.
Do it.
Okay, hold on. I gotta juggle some things around here. Here we go.
I was trying to set you up, man.
I know, but listen. And the Joe Wright read fucking left here. Hold on.
Oh, jeez. Do you want me to read it?
Nope, I got it.
right.
Whether you're buying or selling your home, now is the time to take advantage of having the expertise of 4 real estate agents for the price of 1 on your side. Make the right move with the right group, the Joe Wright Group. Give Craig Joe Wright, Mike Bush, Shane Wilson, and Alex DeRocher a call today at 248-535-4750 to fulfill all of your real estate needs.
Nicely done.
There you go.
Nice. There you go. All right, so we're down to our beer tasting this week.
Yep.
And what do we have here? We have Sierra Nevada Hazy Little Thing IPA.
All right.
So
I like this. Eric says, yes. Glad they can't see my fantasy team.
I get it, man. I'm right there with you. But
I tell you what, I can take some snapshots of it and put it on the show, though. That would be fun. But my fantasy teams aren't doing much better, so I'm going to not do that.
so I think you should absolutely do that.
Yeah, I've had a rough first 3 weeks in fantasy, so.
You and me both, buddy. You and me both. All right. There you go.
All right. Wow, Frank. He said, good God, Joe. I'll be back soon, Joe Wright Group. I apologize for this.
Damn, bro.
Listen, man,
I thought you did all right with that.
Yeah, the read was fine as soon as I was able to get it pulled up. But, I mean, I'm trying to juggle too many fucking things over here. Fuck off, Frank.
Go fuck off.
Go fuck off with your COVID.
All right. So, yes, like I said, we have Sierra Nevada Hazy Little Thing IPA.
I'm just kidding, Frank. I hope you get better.
Yeah, I do too, man.
And I'm not. I felt bad for bringing up the COVID.
All right, let it rip.
Not really. I'm a dick.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay. This tastes like your run-of-the-mill IPA.
It does.
It's very.
It's good.
It's good. I like IPAs. So do you.
Yep.
It's very basic.
It is. I don't think there's anything spectacular about it.
It's your basic bitch IPA.
It is. I agree with you. Yeah.
Frank says 1.7 out of 5.
Yeah. I would give it like a
Probably.
I'd give it like a 3. Like there's nothing spectacular about it.
See, I'm gonna go 2.5 because I love IPAs, but there's quite a few IPAs I would choose over this one.
Oh, there's definitely there's a bunch more IPAs I'd choose over this one.
It's just very, like I said, it's your basic bitch IPA. I'm not a fan.
I mean, it'll get you fucked up. It's 6.7.
Oh yeah.
It'll get you fucked up, but yeah, there's nothing special about this.
And I like IPAs, so I would drink it. It's just not.
No.
Yeah. Like an IPA has to stand out for me anymore.
Yeah, because a lot of them taste
Literally the exact fucking same.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, obviously you got your standouts like like Drippa, which is amazing.
Right.
Pop Slam, stuff like that.
Yep.
Which is-
Drippa's my favorite beer on the planet.
Drippa's
so.
fantastic, but
Oh, and Lady Friend says, please come back, Frank. Joe needs help.
wow.
Now I don't feel bad for giving you shit, Lady Friend. You can fuck right off too. How's that?
I'm not disagreeing with you. If she's gonna talk shit, then yeah, give it right back to her.
I wasn't. You looked like you wanted to say something. I wasn't sure what it was going to be.
No,
so I was
she's
like, I was looking at you like I wouldn't join in, bro. Like I wouldn't join in on this. I would just sit there and like, if you want to nod, that's one thing.
I said if she's gonna talk shit, go right back at her. I said Eric says a good New England. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah. Nothing special.
No, nothing special at all. But you know what is special?
What's that? Tell me more.
Whether you're
Did he have a car?
I will tell you more. Whether you're having drinks with friends or just want something fun and different to listen to, take a timeout with Steven Scott, presented by Bald Man Entertainment. Timeout with Steven Scott is drinking, as we just did, jokes, which we do all the time, wrestling, movies, memories, and so much more. Every show, they taste and sample different drinks and foods, kind of like we just did there, like when they do the Jelly Bean Roulette, which goes pretty bad sometimes, which is great for all of us if you're listening and or watching. That's Timeout with Steven Scott, presented by Bald Man Entertainment. Look them up on YouTube or at timeoutpodcastwss.com, and be sure to follow them on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook.
Nicely done.
Thank you, brother.
Nicely done.
Appreciate it. I'm not bad at things like that all the time.
All the time. Right.
She said, lady friend says, I take after Chris. We are both assholes. I agree with Chris is an asshole. Chris is a complete fucking asshole. But that's actually why I get along with him.
Ding.
Because I'm a complete fucking asshole too.
It's more fun that way.
Yeah.
Anyways.
All right. Anything else you want to get into, or we're good to go?
Yeah, you got anything?
I got nothing, man.
All right, man. Yeah, I think we're good.
I think we touched on everything.
Yeah.
All right, brings our show to a close. Give us a like and a share and a follow on our social media like Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can find all of our podcasts at your favorite or least favorite podcast provider, as Frank likes to say. Check out SOTDET.com.
Although, why would you go to your least favorite one?
I mean, who knows?
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. I always said your favorite podcast provider, and Frank's like, well, what about your least favorite? And I was like, well, fine, I'll throw that in there then.
I wish I had heard him when he actually said that for the first time. Yeah. I absolutely would have given him the Frank look, 100%.
Well, if Frank actually joins in and says Joe's right again, damn, that's twice. I'm not sure what I was right about this time, but I'll take it, Frank. I'll take it. You said I was right twice, and it's in fucking print. It's in writing. It's out there now.
Damn.
You said it twice. But anyway, check out SOTDET.com. Click on shop. Buy the red hooded sweatshirt that I'm wearing. Once again, not the actual one I'm wearing. One like it. Or buy anything else you want to buy there with the Sports on Tap logo on it. We would appreciate it. It supports us. It supports what you listen to and or watch. So that brings today's show to a close. On behalf of Chris and Frank from home, and Eric who's listening, Andrew who participates in the picks, and everybody else who is listening and or watching, we appreciate you. Peace out. See you next Tuesday.
And that is it for us today.
No! God, please, no!
Bye, have a great time.
No! God!
Bye, guys.
No. Bye, buddy.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
Goodbye.
No!
It's never goodbye.
You know, we've been through our ups and been through our downs.
And you were meant to be here tonight.
You guys will always be in my heart.
Great moments are born from great opportunity.
I think the most important part is that we all stay together throughout.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
Live. Fight like hell. The best thing I have ever done, the best thing I will ever do, is be a dad.
God, I love you guys. Mamba out.